It should be kind of a quick video. Yeah, so I'm spending a lot of time over at Loggerheads discussing economics and stuff, and so sorry. Try to get back to the regular YouTube routine here. But anyway, so on the vegetarian thing again. All right, so this Guido guy, he's in a real panic to discuss things with me, so I'll post a link in case it doesn't show up as a response video, because the YouTube is still a bit broken in terms of automatically adding responses. So anyway, I won't bother playing his video, but he's only brought up 2 points in his video. Basically, the first point is just to argue how we should somehow be mimicking nature, because the natural animals does XYZ, that somehow we should be mimicking their behavior. And it's just a stupid argument. I've made plenty of videos pointing out just how much contempt I have for nature. Nature's fucktarded forces. It has no brain. Nature doesn't know what consciousness is. It has no appreciation for it. It doesn't protect it. It doesn't treat it fairly. It doesn't do any of the things we can do, because we have intelligence. We can understand it's precious and we can take care of it. Nature doesn't do any of that shit. Nature invents smallpox. I mean, nature just doesn't have a fucking brain. So yeah, mimicking a wild animal is not my definition of achieving our full human potential. That's basically going backward, not forward. That's the archaic past, not the human future. So yeah, I don't care what animals do. It's not relevant to an argument. It has absolutely no meaning to this argument. The argument is about what human beings do, intelligent human beings, and what they're capable of doing. They're certainly capable, has been proven by billions of people on the planet right now, of living on a diet that contains very little imposed suffering to produce, or the minimum amount anyway. Somebody even made an argument in one of the comments that, well, vegetarians kill all these field mice and all these other animals get killed by the combine machines and all that kind of stuff. No, you're not getting it. Okay, that's happening because of the meat industry, because we have to create more grain than we need to create, because we have to feed all these freaking animals for the meat eaters. So if we didn't feed the meat and we just ate the grain, we would be killing less little critters in the fields. But yes, it is a horror. I'm not denying there isn't a horror there. It's not a horror we can necessarily control. We can only do so much, but we can do something. There's some things we don't have to do. All right, there's pain we don't have to cause. There's pain that's unnecessary. And that's all I'm saying. Let's eliminate the unnecessary part. And it's your choice not to, but just don't tell me that you're doing it because it's justified or because it makes sense, because in the total equation, all that matters is how much suffering exists. And if we don't do our best to prevent it, then I'm just going to declare your life a waste, because you used up whatever good potential you had because you were too expensive to maintain. Too much pain had to be endured to feed your existence. We have to justify. We really do have to defend our life. It isn't, you can't just be any old asshole and be exempt from being called an asshole. I mean, that's the way it works. If you're an asshole, you're going to get called an asshole. And there's a lot of assholery in this subject. People are just going to arrogantly say they have some sort of right. Well, sure, you have a right, but that's not the point. Like, I have a right to sit there and observe what you are and describe you as for what you are, a selfish asshole. All right, the only other argument this guy made was that somehow I'm being, there's a hypocrisy if I'm not vegan. I never analyze myself and say, oh, am I a vegetarian or am I vegan? I guess I'm vegan, basically. I don't know. I might, I might probably kill a couple of gallons of milk a year, and I don't know if there's something else in there. Like I said, I haven't gone through my diet to calculate every little bit that's in it. On the fish argument, I don't eat a lot of fish, but yeah, I have had some. And so that's where this thing gets, it's not, you can't call somebody a hypocrite because they say, well, a pig and a fish, and they put the two on the scale and they don't see the same thing. All right, so, a fish's consciousness gets a little more complicated about trying to figure out what exactly is going on there. We know a pig is pretty, we can identify with that. We can figure out that, but a fish gets a little tougher. So yeah, that's open. That one's subject to some debate. Okay. say exactly what the consequence there. A clam? I don't know. You know, I really don't know. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't have much of a central nervous system. So, you know, eating a clam, I don't know, you know. I'm not gonna panic about clams. I got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. There's bigger, bloodier messes on the floor to take care of. Maybe eventually we can start worrying about clams, but it's not the priority. So anyway, look, it's, you know, you basically fall into the same trap a lot of these people fall into, is this presumption that I have some reverence for nature. Well, I have no such reverence. So using that argument to me is completely meaningless, because it has no meaning in my philosophy. Nature is fucktarded physical forces. It isn't an intelligence. We don't look at it to find out how to do something. It figured out how to do things the wrong way. We can do things the right way. Yeah, so that's enough of that. So that's about enough. Yeah, that's a short video for a change. Fucked my back up today. So I'm in pain, so I have even more empathy now. So anyway, yeah, till next time. Do better, more better, soon to come, maybe time when possibly better. Possibly, maybe. I can't even find the off button. So it's going to be some failure for a little while, I think. But we will get organized eventually, maybe. Possibly.